This was supposed to be paradise. Floating islands drifting in alien skies. Silent beings that looked almost peaceful, moving like glass sculptures in the wind. But when he touched it, everything changed. The creature's surface rippled, fractures spreading like ice cracking on a frozen lake. Something was pushing out from inside, and the sound it made, that sound would haunt her forever. But let's go back. 48 hours earlier, 2 astronauts, one impossible mission. An exoplanet beyond any star we've mapped, where no one had ever returned from. They knew the risk. They accepted it anyway. For months, they drifted in cryogenic sleep, their ship gliding silently through the void, light years from anything they'd ever known. But nothing prepares you for the moment everything goes wrong. Without warning, alarms shattered the stillness. Red lights strobed across their pods. Water burst into the chamber. Their ship was dying, and they were still impossibly far from home. The crash happened so fast they shouldn't have survived. Metal screamed. The hull tore apart. Then impact. Violent. Absolute. But somehow, against every law of probability, they opened their eyes again, gasping, disoriented, water rushing around them. The ship was destroyed. The mission was over. But when they crawled outside through the wreckage and looked up, they found something impossible. Floating islands hung in the sky, defying gravity. Strange, translucent beings drifted slowly in the distance like living statues. Paradise, or something pretending to be. Every instinct screamed at them to stay at the ship, to wait for rescue that might never come. But curiosity is louder than fear. They pushed forward, choosing a zone that seemed less hostile, where mist rose in gentle waves, and the landscape almost looked inviting. For a while, the land gave them false comfort. Yet the silence here wasn't peaceful. It was waiting, pressing down on their chests like something alive, something aware. And they weren't alone. The first signs came as shadows at the edges of their vision. Shapes that moved when they moved, matching their pace but leaving no sound. Then the beings appeared up close, tall, elegant, bodies bending like glass in the wind. These creatures moved with an otherworldly grace, beautiful, fragile, harmless, until he got too close. One touch, that's all it took. The creature's surface rippled, and fractures began crawling across its body, like ice splitting on a frozen lake. From inside, something pushed out. Limbs multiplied, folding at impossible angles. Beneath its translucent skin, black veins glowed faintly, pulsing like liquid fire. The thing's head cracked open, not with a mouth, but a vertical seam, peeling back to reveal spiraling rows of teeth that tunneled inward endlessly. And then it made a sound, low, vibrating, sinking into bone, as though the planet itself was growling through the creature. Something ancient had awakened. The man was the first to be attacked, his scream tearing through the alien air. That scream was a mistake. The woman saw it instantly. Sound alone stirred them. Radio frequencies, footsteps, even a broken breath. It was all a trigger. Every noise was a beacon. They didn't hunt with eyes. They hunted with sound. The paradise was no paradise at all. It was a trap, and it had been waiting for someone to arrive. She dragged him back and ran, every footstep a risk, every breath a target. The ground trembled beneath them as more creatures responded to the disturbance. The ship was close. If she could just reach it, if she could access the communications array and send one final warning, maybe others wouldn't suffer their fate. Her fingers shook as she forced a connection, her voice breaking through waves of static. For 1 second, she thought they'd made it. For one brief moment, hope. Then the ground opened, hundreds of them, rising from beneath the surface like the planet had been hollow all along. This whole time, the world itself had been watching, waiting. The creatures surged toward the wreckage, crashing into its hull with terrifying force. The signal was gone. The ship was surrounded, and in that final instant, she saw them clearly. Faces splitting open, spiraling teeth glowing in the dark, a mass of translucent horror rushing toward her. The sound cuts out, just breathing, then silence. The planet swallowed them whole. No bodies were ever found. No signal was ever received. The mission logs listed them as lost in transit. But deep in that silence, something else might be waiting. Because if you listen closely to the final transmission, the one that never made it through, you can hear her voice, broken and desperate. Don't come here. They're listening. They're always listening. The mission was never about discovery. It was bait.